Hello, my name is Kyra Isabelle Antonio, a proud Ibaloy from La Trinidad, Benguet. I was recently crowned as your second runner-up on the recent Miss Trans Global Philippines 2022. I identify myself as the T in the LGBTQIA++ abbreviation, which means I am a transgender and I am a trans woman. I was assigned male at birth based on my sex, but eventually I found my true identity. This is who I am now, a woman. My goal is to continue inspiring other people with my story too. Being a transgender means your identity or your gender identity doesn't match the sex that was assigned to you at birth. So say for example, you have the physical characteristics or the sexual characteristics of supposed to be a boy and then, eventually found your identity to be a woman, then you're considered as a transgender woman. I always knew I was different as early as 6 years old. As early at that age, you can easily tell that I'm more into stereotypical things that are for girls. I've always wanted to have dolls, play with my mom's dresses, wear heels and dance to the music and, just singing. And I'm just thankful that, I grew up with a family who has been very, very supportive of everything that I was doing. I never got questioned for my personal choices as a young child. Most of my family, or my mom and my dad and my aunts and my uncles, just saw that as something that is normal for a very curious kid. I think that's the start of me starting to find my true identity. But I was more aware of who I really am as a person when I got introduced to the community and met different people in high school na. That's when I knew that my pronouns are supposed to be she, her, hers. I knew I get attracted to, boys. And I know that I really wanted to have the physical characteristics of a woman. I was presenting myself as a woman too as early as high school, starting with the way I dress. And as early as high school, that's where I also started transitioning. I started taking hormone replacement therapy as early as that age. I was lucky that I grew up with a family who has been very supportive. But during that time, back in high school, where I started embracing my true identity, reality is whenever I go out of the house, ang discrimination hindi ko naranasan within our home, pero naranasan ko siya once I went out to the community and start expressing myself as a woman. I got bullied by my classmates for my personal choices. I also experienced being laughed at. So for yung mga typical discrimination stories of a teenager whenever she goes out, ang goal lang naman niya is just to be herself. But she still gets those. It affected me positively because when I started embracing who I really am, dun na ako naging aware kung sino talaga ako, kung paano dapat ipaglaban ng sarili mo. Because, I made my own research. I also talked to different people. How do you do this? How do you do that? And that's how I became stronger. That actually pushed me to know more kung paano ko ipaglaban ang sarili ko in a nicer way. There are some issues for trans women we really need to talk about. Number one would be how trans women continue to be at risk with HIV and AIDS. My greatest fear is no longer for myself. Once I started realizing that in order for you to become an effective advocate, you need to be selfless, ang fear ko siguro would be for our younger trans siblings na, where yung mapunta sila sa point na they don't know how to even fight for themselves. Yung mga na-experience namin and won't have a voice because they have no idea how to do it. Yun yung fear ko as a trans woman. It's year 2022, and if they think that people like us, can easily be tweaked by their comments or yung mga bashes nila, no. As long as people who try to silence us are existing, that's when, our voices just become stronger and stronger. Reality check, people like me exist. Hindi ito yung time para maging selfish tayo. We need to be more understanding. We need to be more sensitive on how we deal with our brothers and sisters from the LGBTQIA++ community. I'm Kyra Isabelle Antonio, a proud transgender woman, a proud trans advocate, and a proud LGBTQIA++ rights advocate.